Hello beautiful beings, and welcome back to the Realm of Inspiration. In today's video, I am channeling the Earthian Elfian Elementals of the rivers to educate us on the rivers' abilities to be transmuters of the earth. Last year, I did a Cleansers of the Earth video where it was explained that oceanic and salt water is a cleanser of the earth, where rivers are actually transmuters of the earth because they are fresh water. Now, there was the interpretation that fresh water is more of stillness, which actually helps with this transmuting ability. So I learned in April of last year, I believe, that rivers are transmuters of the earth. So by the time this video comes out, it's very close to around the time where I learned about rivers' abilities to be transmuters, because I was driving and connecting to rivers all across the northern United States. Unfortunately, I did not do a channeling then, and I didn't really dive into the higher understanding at that time, but now is the time that the Earthian Elfian Elementals of the rivers want to offer some higher education on rivers and their spiritual significance to aid in transmutation, along with the violet flame. Because cleansing, obviously go through the cleansing process. What's next is taking the energy to transmute it and then reconstitute it. So that's what the rivers kind of take the transmutation and the reconstitution end of things, where the salt water can be the cleansing things. So there you can use both fresh water and salt water to help with different the different stages in the process of cleansing. So without further ado, let's open up the space and see. We got a divine masculine Earthian Elfian Elemental of the rivers, kind of bringing forth the energy that the saltwater oceanic water is a little bit more connected to the divine femininity because of the aquatic realm's relationship to divine femininity, but the rivers actually have a really powerful connection with the divine masculinity, which is very interesting. Kind of right now before they're coming through, I'm seeing the visual and hearing that more like reptiles and amphibians are more connected to the divine masculine, where of course the aquatic realm, marine life, fish, is more connected to the divine feminine, which is just a very random, interesting insight. Sometimes when an elf I've never channeled before starts to come through and I start connecting to their energy before they fully step through, they kind of give me little tidbits of insight and information and something new, and I kind of start to understand what they do as they're starting to come through, which isn't a process I've talked about before, but I thought it'd be fun to share that as it's coming through to me, because I'm finding it fascinating. So, okay, divine masculine, Elfian elemental of the rivers from the Earthian Elfian Elemental domain. When I've safely stepped back, you may step forth. Hello, beautiful beings. I am a divine masculine Earthian Elfian Elemental of the rivers, and I have yet to have communicated to the collective all as of this time. I am very excited to connect to you all right now to offer insight into the magical capabilities of rivers. So the introduction the communicator gave was very great insight, and I will explain a little bit more. So, when connecting to Mother Earth and to nature, all aspects of nature serves a purpose, has a mission, has a role to play. Forests are the heartbeats of Mother Nature. Waterfalls are portal energy. Mountains and their majesty help with connecting to your spiritual enlightenment and offer cleansing and protection, and is the versatile element of the earth, as amethyst is the versatile crystal. Everything on the earth, all of the elements, serves a purpose to either communicate a message of Mother Earth or assist angelic Mother Gaia in the process of protecting, cleansing, healing, and elevating the earth. So the oceanic frequency, where the aquatic realm lives, is the frequency that is known for cleansing and also protection, the saltwater property. And the aquatic realm is more heavily associated with a different level of enlightenment and ascension. Typically, dimensionally, the aquatic realm is 0.5 higher than humanity at all times because of the frequency of the ocean. Now, freshwater and rivers and lakes, lakes kind of have that more of that standstilly energy, which it makes them really great for identifying when you have stagnant energy. So lakes, even though this is more about the rivers, but I'll talk about the lakes because they have a relationship. Lakes let you know when something is stagnant. And what's very interesting is it's happened to our communicator before, when she's gone to a lake and felt like, oh, I feel icky, I feel like there's something wrong. It's actually the lake letting you know that you have some stuck and stagnant energy within you. So lakes are like a detector for stagnant energy. So if you have stagnant or stuck energy, you're gonna feel it when you're at a lake. A lake is gonna let you know. The energy of the lake will tell you that there is stagnant energy and that you need to cleanse it. Now, to the rivers on the side of the freshwater aspect of things, works with the transmutation of energy and reconstitution. So the way that rivers flow and the way that they work, they're freshwater. They're not in that salt water category. But the way that the energy moves, they're constantly moving and flowing and recycling energy, recycling water. Rivers recycle water, recycle energy. It's a different stream flow. They don't have waves in the same way as salt water, but they are constantly moving and recycling. So almost like they are recyclers of the earth. So with transmutating energy, if you go into the rivers or you go near rivers and you ask for something to be taken away from you that you want to transmute into something new, you're going to experience that effect almost instantaneously, because the way that the river flows and the way that the river moves, and its purpose is to take and recycle energy. So it starts with the transmutation process, where it will transmute that old energy into something new, and it takes it down to the bottom of the earth, to the ground bottom level of the river, down to the bottom of the earth, where it starts to be reconstituted with the dirt, with the land, with the earth, and come up into something new. So on its way down to the bottom level, its way down to the ground at the bottom of a riverbed, on its way down, it's transmuting. And once it hits the ground, it reconstitutes energy. And that transmutation is the process before reconstitution. It is that turning it, transmuting into something, transmuting into something new, changing it to something new. Now it's reconstituted. Now it is, and it's something new. Now it has been reconstituted and it can rise to the surface. That's the process of the recycling of energy that the rivers do. So how that can help you? Well, knowing that fact, knowing that they are the transmuters of the earth, it is a very different than cleansers of the earth. There are lots of cleansers of the earth, but rivers are reconstitutors of the earth, and lakes can tell you if you have things that need to be transmuted. So lakes are the magnifying detectors of stagnant energy. Rivers reconstitute and transmute, reconstitute, recycle energy, and turn it into something new. So both energies of that fresh water group is very significant for the latter stage of cleansing energy, for the turning it into something of positivity. So when you give energy to the earth to be reconstituted, it's using the process of transmutation and reconstitution with the rivers. So if you often are sending energy to the earth, if you visualize it going to the nearest riverbed to go through the transmutation process, reconstitution process, and turning it into something of higher light and love, turning it into something positive, turning it into something new, that is going to enhance your relationship with energy and help the earth. One thing that we notice is that, humans, you tend to discard things on the earth. We notice this. That's why recycling is important on a physical level and, managing your waste. But also energetically, sometimes you might just discard it to the earth and, the earth knows what to do. Yes, the earth does know what to do, but it's an extra added process. That's why elementals exist. We go and we go through all the process of taking the energy here and there, but sometimes if you really are just throwing things around willy-nilly and it doesn't know where to go, it actually never cleanses. Because if you don't send it through the process of cleansing, you don't send it through the process of transmutation, you don't send it through the process of reconstitution, it doesn't become something of light and love, so it never changes. So that just becomes stagnant energy. And we've noticed it recently, that lots of ponds and lakes forming all over the place. Lakes that were not naturally there to begin with, ponds that were not naturally there to begin with, kind of letting the earth know that here's stagnant energy, here's stagnant energy, here's stagnant energy. Sometimes the earth cannot handle the process of just taking the energy that you discard without sending it to a specific place, without sending it to a specific direction, without even asking for higher light to reconstitute it. Sometimes that energy just gets discarded and then lakes form as a sign of this is stagnant energy. Sometimes it could be such a powerful negative energy that without setting the intention to reconstitute it and cleanse it, transmute it, that energy becomes stuck and stagnant. So it's gone, it's not with you, but now it's a stagnant part of the earth. So on both levels with the earth, on a physical level, making sure you're not polluting the earth, but also on an energetic level. So it's actually very simple to solve. If you send, you don't even have to go through the process, okay, sending it to be cleansed and this and that. If it just makes it easier, you can skip that process, okay, sending it to the oceanic water to be cleansed and then sending it to the rivers, and just you can go straight to the rivers because the rivers will transmute the energy. Regardless, the salt water is really good for cleansing your energy, and when you give it to the salt water knows where to send it, which is very nice. So if you have access to salt water, to oceans, to seas, you can go and just ask to be cleansed, and the cleansing frequency of the aquatic realm knows where to send that energy, knows what to do, because it is 0.5 dimensional higher. But if you just feel like there is an energy that will become stagnant if you don't transmute it, visualize it going to the nearest riverbed and asking for the earth to transmute the energy through the rivers, reconstitute it through the earth, and turn it into something new with the support of Source, Creator, the violet flame, and the flame of truth. The flame of truth is a cleansing flame, but aids in transmutation. The violet flame is the cleansing flame. And the best way that you can connect to the violet flame in the physical reality is through rivers and riverbeds because of their transmutation process and their ability to recycle energy. Why this is important at this time is you have the understanding of cleansing things. And while cleansing things is so important, making sure you're doing it properly, of course, and you're not creating stagnant energy, it's important to know the next step. Because it doesn't just stop with cleansing. You are manifestors of life. You are beings of life. You are generators. A lot of you are. And when you take that energy that you're discarding and you're cleansing away and you don't want with you anymore and you're letting it go, when you take it and you set the intention to transmute it into something of love and light, and you visualize it going through the process of transmutation, reconstitution, becoming something new, and aiding the highest good of all, and ask for Source to give back to you your original excellence in return. That is also very important. You elevate your energy higher. You, in a way, automatically become an employee of the universe because you are taking charge of the energy that you are releasing and you are setting the intention for it to reconstitute, and so it will, because you aren't just throwing it willy-nilly, you are sending it to a specific location. And that helps us elementals do our job to help the earth. And when you ask for Source to give you your original excellence in return, any of the voids, any of the gaps that's left after you discard energy that is not in alignment with you gets filled with your original excellence. So each day you start stepping closer to being more your highest self, and it revitalizes your vitality for life. It revitalizes your inspiration, your mission, your purpose. So every time you let go of energy, you cleanse energy, you discard energy, think about just doing that one extra step of sending it to the riverbeds to transmute it and reconstitute it. into something of divine light and love for the highest good of all, and ask Source to give you back your original energy. If you are a healer and you are constantly discarding energy and cleansing it off of people, at the end of your healing sessions, ask for any energy that isn't yours to be taken to be transmuted using the riverbeds and reconstituted into divine light and love, because it's already gone through the cleansing process since you did the healing. And ask at the end of every healing session that you do for somebody else for your original excellence to be sent back to you, because you don't want to become drained as well. So adding that extra step, and it's something that the riverbeds can remind you to do, that extra step is vital for helping your energy thrive and for helping the energy and the overall frequency of the earth rise. Thank you. Oh. I feel like I was just floating in a riverbed, but I was seeing the process that Elfian was discussing. I was seeing the process of how the energy transmutes in the rivers. And I think about when I heard the whisper from the rivers that they are transmuters and they hold this higher purpose, and I asked for it to transmute any stagnancy and blocks in my journey to move. And then I think about the fact that now I have moved and I'm living in my dream space right now, and it really did work in transmuting any stagnancy and any blocks in my manifestation abilities. So truthfully, it works. And I also feel revitalized. I think something that the rivers can do, because they recycle energy, is that revitalization. I truly do feel that. Like after channeling that Elfian, I feel like revitalized. Like I feel like just like ready to go. Like I feel such a I don't know how to put it into words, but I feel that energy. I wish I could think of a word to explain it. I feel like a empowering serenity, like an empowering peace. Like I feel peace, but I also feel empowered. Like there is peace in that empowered nature. It's the best way to describe it, but I feel it. It's very interesting. So thank you, Earthian Elfian Elementals, for this insight. And I know that they will in the future come forth to discuss about forests and waterfalls. So stay tuned for those videos. Until next time, sending you love, light, and inspiration. Thank you for joining me in the Elfian Realm today. Stay inspired.